Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Slcmof and I'm back again with the video, and in today's video I'd like to discuss Star Wars The Force Awakens, which is going to be my first big experience, beyond me being 8 years old going to see Revenge of the Sith, but my first real experience seeing a Star Wars movie, which is so thrilling to me because, like I said, I'm only 18 years old and I saw Revenge of the Sith when I was 8. So, this is my first real experience seeing, a Star Wars movie at an age in which I can really fully remember it and understand it and that kind of thing. Where, when I'm 8 years old, Obi-Wan and Anakin fighting on a fiery planet is really cool, but, you get where I'm going here. So, what I'd like to talk about in this video, and I want to do a spew of videos about Star Wars The Force Awakens, because it is my most anticipated film of all the movies coming in the next 2 years, even more so than, like, Batman v Superman and Wonder Woman and that kind of thing, but the Batman standalone is going to really have me hype, especially if Ben Affleck is going to be as good as he looks in Batman v Superman. But anyway, in this video I'd like to discuss Rey and how she fits into the galactic soap opera, as George Lucas has described it. George Lucas, of course, has always said that Star Wars is not about the spaceships, not about any of that. It's really a galactic space, it's a space opera is what he really said. It's a soap opera in the sense that, it's about the Skywalker family, and it's like, oh, he's your sister. If you think about it, it really does fit into a lot of modern, soap operas and dramas that are really a lot worse than Star Wars in terms of their, drama aspects and stuff like that. So I'm just going to put this out here right away, and we can definitely come back on the 18th and check and see if I was right, but I'm calling it that we will find out in this first film. We're not going to have to wait for the second or the third if she is Rey Solo or Rey Skywalker, and I'm also calling that she is one or the other, and I can't tell you which. But of course, in the teaser number 2, Luke gives that amazing speech where he is like, the Force is strong in my family. My dad had it, I have it. Of course, his dad, Vader. I think you guys all got that under lock, but just make sure. And he also said that you have it too, in addition to myself and my father. So, and he also said my sister has it, obviously. So, but by the way, J.J. Abrams confirmed that Leia is not going to use the Force in the movie, in the film. So that's something for you guys to keep in mind in case you didn't know that. So yeah, so basically he's saying, the Force is strong in my family. You have that power too. So that could be interpreted as two things. You are in my family, and you have that power too because you're a Skywalker. He's speaking to Rey, or he's speaking to Finn. And he's saying, you're not in my family, but you have that power too, as my family does. Leia, myself, Anakin, that kind of thing. So also you have that scene where Han's like, you might need this, and it's of the lightsaber, and Rey is like, I can handle myself, and he's like, that's why I'm giving it to you. So that's one of the things that's interesting to me, is who's actually going to become the Jedi? If not both of them, I think that it's going to be one of them, and I'm inclined to think that it's actually going to be Rey. Even though we're going to see Finn fight against Kylo Ren, I'm still inclined to think that Rey will become a Jedi as well, because I think it's a possibility that she is Rey Skywalker. That's a possibility. However, I think that the most probable is that Luke, in that line, in the teaser trailer number 2, he's speaking to Finn, and he's saying, you have that power as well. I don't know how he has that power. Maybe he comes from a descendant of somebody else. Right off the mat, I'm thinking of Mace Windu, not to be racist or anything, but, we've never had anyone in the originals that is of his, skin color. In fact, the actor himself is Nigerian, like 100% Nigerian, so he's definitely not from Luke Skywalker, in case you didn't realize. So, Rey, however, she's a possibility of being Rey's daughter, or of being Luke's daughter, sorry. However, I think what's most likely is that Finn comes from somewhere we don't know, and he has the Force, and he's going to be the main Jedi in the film. But you also have Rey, and Rey could be Rey Solo, and that's also indicative of the initial picture of the cast doing the initial script read, and you can see Rey, and she is in between Leia and Han. They're actors, of course, but, in between. So that may be an inclination to think that, she's the offspring of Leia and Han. That is something that I think is even more likely, and even, in my opinion, even more intriguing. Although I would prefer her to be Rey Skywalker, because I just think that Luke having a child would be so amazing, because we also don't know where that child would come from. Whereas with Han and Leia, it's pretty obvious, how Rey got there. But in my opinion, Rey is definitely either Rey Skywalker or Rey Solo, and that's something I'm very confident in, because they've gone to great lengths to promote her as somebody that's grown up on her own. She has no family, and they've said that multiple times whenever Daisy Ridley is asked, so explain your character. And Daisy Ridley, she's independent, she doesn't need the help of anybody else. they force that a lot. They force that a lot. So they mention it a lot because it's really important for us to know that she doesn't have a mom or dad, but obviously she has a mom and dad. We don't know where they are, and I'm inclined to think that it is Solo. However, they're not going to realize it right away because within the first 20 minutes of the film, Rey presumably meets Han and Leia. Well, at least Han and Chewbacca, at least. Probably Leia as well. So, because of that, we know that, right away, they're not going to be like, oh, yeah, you're my dad. It's not going to be like that, okay? It's going to be a kind of Han and Leia, wow, you're my sister-esque kind of thing, like it was in the originals. That's the way I interpret it to be. I definitely could be wrong. But like I said, I don't think in the first 15 minutes of the movie we're going to realize Rey's origin. It will come at a more climactic point, more than halfway, probably 2/3 of the way through the movie before the final climactic, fight that happened. So guys, let me know in the comment section below, are you Rey Solo or Rey Skywalker? Not necessarily in which one you would prefer, although I'd definitely love to hear what you would prefer. Again, I prefer Rey Skywalker, if it's a possibility, but I don't think that is. I think it's more Rey Solo, which is equally as, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, that's awesome. But I want your opinions. What do you think and what do you want? Do you want or think Rey Solo or Rey Skywalker? And then also, is there a possibility you think neither? Is Rey just somebody, she comes from Jakku, we don't know who her parents are, she doesn't even know really who her parents are, potentially, I don't know. She could be adopted, who knows? Okay, so that's my question in the comments. Rey Solo, Rey Skywalker, or none of the above. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. My name is Slcmof, and we'll see you in the next video.